welcome to another edition of the 4 o'clock game as a special edition program for the month of June. And this time, we're going to continue on with the 34 Days of Crappy Games. And this time, we're going to start off with another game, which is another pile of garbage game. It's called Popeye. This game was released in 1983 for the Atari VCS/2600, made by Parker Brothers, which I think it's now Hasbro, to be exact. And this is absolutely the worst port of an arcade game that came out in like 1982. It was made for Nintendo in 1982, 83, whatever it is. This game was based off the animated shorts that came out in the 30s. If you remember, the Popeye cartoons that came out in the 30s first appeared in the comic strip, and in the 1930s as an animated series, as a shorts, theatrical Popeye shorts that ran for, of course, it was run from 1930 all the way to 1963, probably 1957 to be as exact. It went on to produce made-for-TV Popeyes throughout the 1960s, and then a series of Hanna-Barbera shorts. Hanna-Barbera also did an animated series from probably like late 70s, like 1979, whatever you call it. After when Popeye becomes popular for the last few decades, and this was based on like I said, it's based off the cartoon series from the 1930s. From both eras, the Max and Dave Fleischer, then Famous Studios did that one in the 40s. During the Famous Studios era, then that actually came out. Well, it's pretty underrated, of course. So a lot of these action superhero kind of series that was more adventure type shorts that was put out. But this was also the only thing that Popeye became more popular than that. And then it's been a long time. Of course, around 1982, Nintendo had the rights to release an arcade port of Popeye, which came out for Nintendo in 1982. And of course, Atari actually came out with. It was also later released on other different consoles, including the Commodore 64, Intellivision, and a few other consoles. Including this one is for the Atari, and including the 5200 version as well, but it's not even worth playing. But this one is for the VCS. But this is actually the worst game ever. Actually, it's the worst port of an arcade game, and the graphics doesn't look as good as the original. I don't really care. This is not even the worst game. This is not even the good game, of course. It's not even very good for this Popeye standards because of Atari standards. It doesn't even look good as the arcade game. The graphics looks like a piece of garbage, and the music actually, it's based on one of that song. Remember Little Peggy March? You remember that song? I Will Follow Him. Yeah, that song was a big hit in 1963, and then they just used that music and inspired it into a video game. I don't know what the heck happened because Popeye was pretty good, and they put the music in the first stage of the game. It looped just like the song, similar to "I Will Follow Him," was done by that was so popular in the '60s by Little Peggy March. I always liked that song, but but they also used that song in Sister Act. If you remember Sister Act, that was Whoopi Goldberg in this movie. So it does sound similar to "I Will Follow Him" by Peggy March, Little Peggy March, I guess. And let's find out this game. And look, Win Popeye arcade game with the winner game card, which is inside. Holy, that's not even good. It says it's part of the arcade game series. Let's look at the back of the game, and you can see there the graphics. Look at the graphics on this in this shot. It doesn't look like it's an arcade game. And it could play only one player. It's not even two players. Yep, but this is even there. It says joystick required. Put yourself in Popeye's place. You've got a daffy girlfriend who goes by the name of Olive Oil. Right now, she got your running circles, chasing hearts and notes all over the place. Well, blow me down. Then there's that blubber brain Brutus, or Bluto, whatever they call it, who's out to get you. He's meaner than mean. While you're dashing around, he's taking shots and knock you overboard. If that's not bad enough, you've got that nasty old buddy, Sea-Hack. That was in the 1960s cartoons. There's not even in one of those Fleischer cartoons as well as Famous cartoons. It's peddling with bottles. That's right. Now you think that all this going on, you can rely on your spinach. No chance. Is there 1 second, gone the next. When did you grab it? Bluto is in big trouble. So go ahead, put yourself in Popeye's place, and if you think you can handle the action, this is actually I don't know who made this game. It was Parker Brothers, but yep, it was made in 1983 by Nintendo. And of course, this was actually 2 years before this game was released. By this Atari VCS version came out 2 years before NES. When it became NES also released the exact version of the game, and it was an excellent, more advanced version of the game. So I'm going to talk about this afterwards, after this game gets grounded. So let's find out how this game looks bad. So I hope you all enjoyed playing Popeye for the Atari. Okay, I'm just going to start this game right now. This is Popeye, and this game is so bad. This is the absolutely worst port of the arcade game. And if you've never played or heard of the arcade game, this is not very fun to play this game like this. If you don't like it, just don't play it. So let's start this game, shall we, with the first stage of the game. And the music sounds like it was the variation on the remember the Little Peggy March song, "I Will Follow Him." It reminds me of that song. And it's kind of similar to the Little Peggy March's "I Will Follow Him." Now he died. I hate the way this control stinks. It throws a dot. It looks like a bottle or whatever they call it. You have to collect hearts. And this is, you have to stop, you have to dodge that little square. It looked like that. And look at that. This is bad hit detection here. Okay. It's not very fun. I don't know. The controls are not good. I don't. What do you hear that? Sounds like he's decapitating. I don't know. Oh, it's so bad. Oh my gosh! He flies off the center! What is this? Anyway, look at this. The controls were bad in so many different levels. There's no bucket in the game. There's no bucket in this level. Oh, you know, he got killed. This is not good. This is a stupid game. I guess this doesn't look pretty good. I think this is how bad this game is. Look at this. Look at this. Oh! What is it? He's jumping off the screen. Are you kind of weird? Look at this. Look at this. And, oh my gosh, the stage design is not too good. He fell off the stage. And wait, this doesn't look like it's a game. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, now you bounce off like a trampoline. And you had to bounce like a trampoline, huh? And he's grabbing by musical notes. It's a pretty stupid game. Look at how bad this is.
Oh. This game is a little bit garbage. Behind this one. Whoa! That's weird. Oh, now he's invincible now. Oh, now he's dead. So let's try that again. Oh. And now look at the graph. Look at the sprite in this game. It looks pretty. I have to reset it again and try it again. Look at how bad. The controls are absolutely bad. This is how bad this looks. It's not as good as the arcade game. It doesn't look like it's the arcade, but it's not. I think the NES version is way better than this Atari garbage. I think this game is from Parker Brothers 1983. And now that game is this is during the video game crash. And you know, I cannot describe the game. It doesn't look good. The game doesn't look even that good. Now he died. I hear that. I hate this. So you die and he fades it out. I can't. This is dope. This is doofus. What? He knocked the square and he died. He was hit by Popeye hit by a square and then died. What? What's this? What's the meaning of this game? He goes, meow. This game is horrible. This game's horrible. This is not even as good as the arcade game. I know a lot of you fond memories remember playing the video game. I think that was 1983. I know that this game was released around that time. It was a bad port of an arcade game. I know the original arcade version was better. Okay, and this is how you hit the bricks. And yeah, you had to knock this stupid thing, and look at how bad this looks. Up! Yeah. Oh, look at that! Look at that! It's green. It looks like Grimace. Big Bluto looks like Grimace to me. What the hell? What the hell? What is the meaning of this game? What is this? Oh, hey, I'm just trying to control that game. Oh, dear. Alright, you have to dodge and keep away from that little stupid bottle things. Oh, now he's getting close. No! Oh my! Wait, he lost 2 of the lives. Man, I got enough of this game. This control is garbage. Look at this. Yeah, it is the brokenest reason of the game, and how they tested this game very well. What the hell is this? I can't describe this game. Look how bad this is. And that music sounds like it's the Atari version of the Popeye theme. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. And I don't know why would they make the game look like it's pretty stupid. Those game look exactly like it's not very good. You have to watch when you time it correctly. And now you gotta grab me. He's gonna grab Popeye. And he's throwing some stupid bottles at us. Yeah, you had to dodge them. I thought this never happened on the NES game. This is how quirky this control is. It doesn't look pretty good for me. It's not very fun. And that's it. I had enough with Popeye. This is bad. This is the worst Atari VCS game ever made, and I know I've really never been a fan of the other games. I don't know any different version of Popeye, and I don't know why this game's so bad. I'd rather stick with the NES game because the NES version is so better and so far better than this piece of garbage. I know the arcade version was actually the graphics looks better, but this version it has terrible graphics and stupid gameplay, and then that happens every time you see an object appear after you collect all the hearts, and then the square appears and it comes out of nowhere, and then it kills. That's right, it accidentally kills out of nowhere. It looks like the square that comes out of nowhere, and then boom, and he dies. I hear that, and look like Popeye faded out. It looks like Popeye got vanished. Why is he doing this? And why is olive oil puke red? That's some big deal. Okay, there you go. That was Popeye for the Atari 2600. And one more thing about this: the music you hear, it sounded a lot like Little Peggy March's "I Will Follow Him." Remember, I will follow him whenever we may go. Oh, that's right. That's the Little Peggy March did that song, and they try to use that line to inspire that music from the Popeye video game. And I know what is this going on here. Okay, it has nothing to do with Little Peggy March, the song "I Will Follow Him." And I can't believe this is not very cool. Okay, one more thing to do. Let's ground the game right now, and let's go to GoAnimate and ground this game. So we'll come back right after I'm talking about the next game.
Popeye Atari 2600. How come you made a crappy port of an arcade game that has terrible graphics and bad controls? Plus, it has stage music that loops over and over, which was based off of Little Peggy March's 1963 hit "I Will Follow Him."
That's it. You're grounded for 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 3 5 2 3 6 5 2 3 6 2 3 6 2 3 6 2 3 6 2 3 6 2 3 6 2 3 6 2 3 6 2 3 6 2 3 6 2 3 6 2 6 2 6 2 3 6 2 3 years.
Now go to bed now. You will be wearing a headgear to bed.
Now your headgear is on.
You'll be going to sleep for a zillions of years. Go to sleep now. I said sleep.
Okay, Daddy.
Good game.
That's right. Good game.
Okay, back we are. Popeye for the Atari VCS is it's the worst game ever for the. It actually has the controls look absolutely horrendous. It doesn't even, the graphics doesn't look pretty good in the Atari game. It's not even great. I can't really stand this version. I never played this version of Popeye. I always remember playing this on the NES. Actually, the NES version is way better than this piece of garbage for the Atari. I think they came out around 19 after many versions of Popeye was released in 1985 when Nintendo introduced to the NES, they released one of their earlier games, including an excellent port of an arcade game called Popeye, which was released for the NES. The graphics look exactly more better than the arcade. Nintendo did a great job of putting and releasing a home version of the game, which is actually, there were not too many versions of that for the Atari. It even looked pretty terrible. Nintendo did a great job of releasing the home version of this game for the NES, which I think it's a very popular game, and it's a pretty good game. There were no bottles throwing around from that witch sea hag, but on game B, or even on the second player, but it's on game letter B. After you beat the first game of Popeye in the first half of the game, and then put you back to the beginning of the game, where it gives you, Sea Hag throws skulls at you, but this is actually a much better game. It's a lot of good challenge. It has good music in there. Graphics look great for the NES version. The NES version, the graphics look actually as good as the Atari, but I recommend playing the NES version. If not, this game needs to stay the hell away from this game, but don't play Popeye and the Atari. Just play the NES game. You got lots of fun and gives you hours of great fun, and this game would pretty takes you to the best one, I think. I prefer NES's version a lot better to the original than this pile of garbage that Atari ever came out with. Yeah, I just advise you stay the hell away from this game, and I don't want to play any more Popeye for Atari. So that wraps up this edition of the 4 o'clock games, 34 Days of Crappy Games. We'll have another game tomorrow. So thanks for watching.